Picture this, a chilly, misty night where the air is thick with the earthy scent of damp soil, and everything around you feels like it's holding its breath. The stillness is almost tangible, interrupted only by the soft rustle of leaves in the breeze and the distant hoot of an owl echoing through the trees. As you stroll along an ancient winding path that snakes through the forest, each step feels heavier, as if the ground itself is aware that something isn't quite right. A strange, unsettling sensation creeps up your spine, making you feel like you're being watched, even though there's no one in sight. Then, out of the corner of your eye, something moves, too quick to identify, but enough to send your heart racing. You look up, and what you see leaves you utterly paralyzed. Just beyond the soft glow of the moonlight, a dark figure materializes, its form obscured by the towering trees. It glides with an eerie elegance, its enormous wings spreading out like the black sails of a ghostly ship. A heavy, suffocating weight settles in your chest as your eyes meet the creature's. Its eyes burn a fiery red, cutting through the darkness like twin searchlights, as if they're peering deep into your very soul. Your heart races, your breath catches, and an overwhelming sense of terror washes over you. The creature hovers there, its wings beating slowly, almost with purpose, and for a fleeting moment, the world around you fades away, leaving just you and those all-seeing eyes that seem to penetrate even the darkest corners of your mind. This isn't just a scene from a horror movie or a spooky story told around a campfire. It's a real-life account that began in 1966 in the quiet town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. The creature, it's the Mothman, a figure that has haunted the imaginations of locals and captivated the world ever since. But the Mothman's story is more than just a tale of a mysterious, terrifying being. It's a narrative woven with fear, belief, prophecy, and the inexplicable. It's a story that lingers in the shadows of the unknown. Point Pleasant, once a quiet little town sitting at the meeting point of the Ohio and Kanawha rivers, was celebrated for its stunning scenery, tranquil vibe, and outdoor fun. It was the kind of place where life moved at a leisurely, almost meditative pace, until the fall of 1966, when everything took a dramatic turn. This town, which had never made headlines for anything beyond its charming trails and cozy atmosphere, suddenly found itself at the heart of a bizarre mystery. It all kicked off with a seemingly simple sighting, brushed off by many as mere folklore or the product of an overactive imagination. But as days turned into weeks, more reports started to flood in. The once peaceful town was now enveloped in a growing sense of dread. People were spotting something. No, someone that was unlike anything they had ever seen before. The first widely recognized sighting happened on November 15, 1966, when 4 young adults, Roger and Linda Scarberry, along with Steve and Mary Mallett, were cruising through the TNT area, a former munitions site that nature had slowly reclaimed. As they drove through the desolate terrain, a shadow in the sky caught their eye. It wasn't just a bird or a bat. It was a humanoid figure with enormous bat-like wings. As it glided silently above them, its eyes glowed a fierce, unmistakable red. The witnesses were terrified, and their frantic retelling of the incident to local authorities was met with skepticism and laughter. But this was just the beginning of the story. As the days passed, more residents of Point Pleasant stepped forward, sharing similar encounters. They described seeing a large winged figure, sometimes perched in the trees, other times soaring over the forest. Some reported hearing strange, unexplainable sounds in the dead of night, while others claimed their pets had mysteriously vanished. One woman even insisted that the fear settled into the town like a slow-growing vine. People hesitated to step outside after dark, and many avoided discussing the creature for fear of being mocked. The atmosphere in Point Pleasant had shifted. What used to be a peaceful haven had transformed into a place cloaked in anxiety and uncertainty. Then, just as abruptly as it had begun, the Mothman sightings seemed to vanish. Yet the fear lingered. The town remained tense, haunted by the memory of what had transpired. For weeks, tales of the Mothman spread like wildfire, eventually catching the attention of journalists, paranormal enthusiasts, and curious visitors from all over the country. They came in search of answers, but what they uncovered only added to the enigma. No definitive explanation for the Mothman sightings ever emerged, yet the creature became a pivotal part of the town's shared memory. As time went on, the Mothman slipped into the background of local legends, but its impact remained. Instead of pushing aside the memory of their eerie visitor, the people of Point Pleasant chose to celebrate it. Each year, the Mothman Festival takes place, attracting guests from near and far to honor the strange and unsettling figure that once instilled fear in the town. The festival features costumes, parades, and talks about the Mothman, while the Mothman Museum stands as a tribute to the town's intriguing, if unsettling, history. Inside, you can find photographs, eyewitness accounts, and even the notes of the legendary paranormal investigator John Keel, who documented the phenomenon. Yet, even as the town has turned the Mothman into a quirky cultural icon, a lingering question remains. Did the Mothman ever really leave? There are still residents of Point Pleasant who insist they've spotted the figure lurking in the shadows, and some claim to hear the unsettling rustle of wings on quiet nights. Perhaps the Mothman never truly left at all. The Mothman has become more than just a local legend. It's transformed into a fascinating part of our culture. Over the years, its story has spread far beyond Point Pleasant, with reports of similar winged beings popping up all over the globe, often appearing before major disasters or strange occurrences. Is the Mothman a sign of impending doom, a guardian, or something entirely different? That's still up for debate. Some folks see it as a warning that something terrible is on the horizon, while others think it's a reflection of our collective fears, or even a being from another realm. What's clear is that the Mothman has made a lasting impression on history, symbolizing our deep-seated curiosity about the unknown. It captures our instinctive fear of darkness, the unseen, and the mysteries that lie just out of reach. With its glowing red eyes and massive wings, the Mothman stands as a reminder of that fear, a fear that lingers, no matter how much we try to rationalize it. So, the next time you find yourself wandering through the woods or standing by a quiet river under the soft glow of the moon, take a moment to soak it all in. Feel the chill in the air, notice the eerie stillness, and watch the shadows stretch before you. And as you look up, ask yourself, could the Mothman be watching you? Thanks for joining me on this exploration of the Mothman and the intriguing history of Point Pleasant. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, it's undeniable that this legend continues to spark curiosity and inspire thought. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can come along on future adventures into the world's most mysterious places and figures. Until next time, keep that curiosity alive, and always seek the truth hidden in the shadows.